Hello, and thank you for taking the time to visit. I wanted to take a few moments to introduce myself. I am Dr. Richard A. Evans, and I am a candidate for the Maine House of Representatives, District 120. Our district includes Atkinson, Brownville, Dover-Foxcroft, Medford, Milo, Plantation Lakeview, and Ornerville Township. I am a graduate of Howard University in Washington, D.C., where I received a bachelor's degree in microbiology with a minor in chemistry. While in college, I also entered the United States Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps and was commissioned as a second lieutenant at the time of graduation. I attended medical school at Jefferson Medical College of Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia, after which I entered a 5-year residency training program in general surgery at the Mercy Catholic Medical Center in Philadelphia, completing this training at the Cooper Medical Center in Camden, New Jersey. Now, following completion of my residency program, I then entered active military duty as a captain in the United States Air Force, with my very first assignment being at Loring Air Force Base in Limestone, Maine, where I served as Chief of Hospital Services. I was next assigned to Offutt Air Force Base, Nebraska, where I served as Chairman, Department of Surgery, in which part of my duties included training surgical residents from the University of Nebraska School of Medicine. I was honored when I was selected as a Lieutenant Colonel to become commander of the 351st Strategic Hospital, Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, home of the B-2 bomber, and subsequently commander of the 28th Medical Group, Ellsworth Air Force Base, South Dakota. During this time, I also earned my flight wings at the School of Aerospace Medicine, Brooks Air Force Base, Texas, becoming a flight surgeon. During my military career, I received the Meritorious Service Medal for Outstanding Leadership, the Air Force Commendation Medal, the Air Force Outstanding Unit Award, the National Defense Service Medal, and the Air Force Longevity Service Ribbon with 2 oak leaf clusters. The Air Force taught me not only the importance of leadership, but how to be a leader, working with many different people from many different backgrounds. My experiences and leadership training that I received in the Air Force were both educational and rewarding, experiences that I carry with me to this day. My wife Bonnie and I have lived in Maine for the past 20+ years. Bonnie is a former educator, and she and I have a blended family of 3 children, 2 daughters and a son, and now 6 grandchildren, ages 6 months to 13 years. Like all parents, we are extremely proud of our children. Tanya is a professor of law at Widener University in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Nathan is part owner of an automotive business and resides in Oklahoma with his wife Amy and their 3 daughters. Dory and her husband Josh reside in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania with their 3 daughters. Both Dory and Josh are graduates of the University of Maine, Farmington. Grandparents, parents, children, grandchildren, other relatives, friends, and neighbors make up our communities. Each in their own way contributes to and is a part of the bedrock and foundation of our communities. This is how our communities thrive. It stands to reason then, how do we as a community solidify that foundation? Unlike some, I believe that our collective community is best maintained and determined by the needs of the people. Too often we tend to forget to forcefully address, or in some cases even dismiss those needs. In every community, and especially here in Piscataquis County, there are specific needs that require more attention from our elected officials. At the top of my list are education, Medicaid expansion, senior and elderly care, homelessness, rural hospitals, and renewable energy. Hope and our future reside in the preparation of our youth. They should be given every opportunity to learn, to advance, and to prepare themselves for that future. They should not be saddled with insurmountable debt or other obstacles that prevent them from getting out of the starting blocks or force them to leave Maine to get jobs. Each individual, no matter how old, should be looked upon for what and for who they are. They are people, a part of our community, who make sacrifices over their many years to get the rest of us to where we are today. Our seniors and elders should not and must not be cast aside as if they no longer matter. They should not have to worry about from where their next meal will come or whether they will have a decent place to live. They should not have to make those choices. They should be endeared and know that their communities have not forgotten them. Collective communities should find it intolerable for their citizens to have to travel 40, 50, or in many cases over 100 miles to seek the health care that they could be getting in their own backyard. We are failing our community rural hospitals and the people they serve. For the life of me, it is unfathomable that Maine has yet to do right by its citizens by implementing Medicaid expansion. Not only will we be able to provide care to those who are falling through the cracks, we will be providing many needed jobs, contrary to what many would like for you to believe. We have but one planet on which to live. It should be a no-brainer for us to realize that we must do everything that we can to go forward with locally controlled wind and solar enterprises. People of reason can no longer allow those with personal interests of greed to make those decisions for us. Progress requires change, and the eye of passion should be on what is possible. Both local wind and solar enterprises are possible. We hold these possibilities in our hands today. No one person can make any of these things possible. Railing against the government is a lost cause, for government does indeed play a role in our everyday lives, from our towns and municipalities to our state and national governmental agencies. What we as individuals cannot do for ourselves or cannot do as well by ourselves should beg the question from our legislators of how can we help? Those with the greatest capacity to give share the greatest obligation to those in need. Every day is the perfect day to do what's right for our communities and ourselves. When we go to the polls to vote, our instincts are to vote in favor of our own interests. As I see it, most of our resolvable problems are exacerbated by many of our legislators voting in their own best interest. Somehow we have forgotten whose interests are more important. Facts are facts, and one clear fact is that our communities are on the cusp of complete collapse. Our legislators should say what they mean and mean what they say. It's called being upfront and honest. They should never cast a vote in the favor of their own self-interest. Reason must always guide their deliberations, their debates, and their decisions. As we seek to find and build a better community, always remind your family, your friends, and yourselves that Piscataquis County is a common community with a common destiny of shared responsibility. In my travels back and forth across the state line, I am constantly reminded of the sign that states, Maine, the way life should be. It should also remind us and our legislators that Maine should be as good as its promises. This is why I am a candidate for the House of Representatives in District 120. I hope you will join me on this journey. I want to hear from you about your concerns and the things that matter and can make a difference in your daily life. I ask for your support and for your vote. You can follow us at richardaevansmd.com or on facebook.com/evansforme and on Twitter at evansforme. Thank you for your time.